I've seen that women today are too hard on themselves. They criticize themselves too much. They're not happy about how they look or about their fat. Till the time you're not feeling good about yourself, if you're not taking care of your own body, your own health, how are you going to take care of others? You will have clarity if you listen to your heart, because if you listen to everyone, if you listen to your mind all the time, your mind is going to confuse you. People around you are going to confuse you. Your society is going to confuse you. So just listen to your heart. This thing, whenever I used to see an aircraft passing by, I always used to imagine myself inside that aircraft.
Hello everybody, welcome to Wow series, the strongest women of the world, a global talk show where we celebrate strength and achievements of women from all over the world. Simply realize the fact that if they decide not to give birth, the total human existence will cease. But that is simply one of their divine strengths and contribution to the mankind. Women are achieving extraordinary feats in everything that they choose to pursue. It is time to bring such inspirational stories out in the world so that other women and girls will choose to find their strength and pursue whatever they wish. Bear in mind, this show is absolutely non-script. It's all heart to heart. Today's guest is an inspirational woman who converted her strengths into her entrepreneurial journey. She's one of the most sought after makeup artists in India, having around more than 8 lakh followers on Facebook, 70,000 followers on Insta, and she is a professional for both bridal and traditional makeup alike. She's having a gifted ability to convert her clients into an amazing art piece within a short amount of time. She traveled all over the world as she started her career as a cabin crew, experiencing various cultures, styling, and makeup sense. That makeup interest of her became her direction to become an entrepreneur. She is also a finalist Hotmon Mrs. India Worldwide 2020. And she is a master juggler between her roles of being a makeup artist, entrepreneur, yogini, and a mother. Help me to introduce Aditi Dubey. Hi Aditi, how are you doing?
Hi Rajesh, thank you so much for having me over. I'm doing absolutely great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for being part of this Wow series. And I just was like I know you for a good amount of time. And the first thing what came to my mind was, you were part of the cabin crew. You're flying high. You're in a team leading position, and then you're training so many people. What made you to come into an entrepreneurial journey?
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for having me over here, Rajesh. It is an absolute pleasure. And yes, I started my career on a very, very young age. I was just 18 when I actually started flying, and I got through a very, very reputed airline, Jet Airways, if you know, and started like just flying and seeing the world. So yeah, that was one of my passion, which I always wanted to do. And once you hit that passion, once you meet your goals, then you're like, now what? What's next? Despite that, I flew for like quite some time. It was like more than a decade, more than like almost like 12 years I flew. I was on a lead position. After that, there was no growth. After that, it was like just keep going on the same level. So obviously, I think as a human, all we want is keep growing. And like Master says that if you're not growing, then you're dying. So of course, yes. So I've had that thing in myself that now what's next. And of course, I've always had this interest into makeup, in fashion. And then I thought that, I did not start my makeup artist journey as like I really want to do it professionally. It was one of my passion, one of my hobby, and I started doing it. When I earned a good name in that thing, then I was like, okay, now it's time to make money. So yes, that is how I started. But then I would say it was my passion, it was my hobby, which took me there.
Wow, that's it's really quite a journey to really look up to. And Jet Airways holds a very special place in my life because that was my first international flight that I took from Delhi to Dubai. That was my first international flight. After that, I traveled quite a lot. But
2004 I joined, yes.
When you're really kind of thinking, I can see a bit of clarity when you start doing, right? Starting a career at 18, it is one specific, very, very extraordinary benefit you have. But if somebody is starting that kind of a journey now, And with all this entrepreneurial journey that you have, what kind of suggestion you have for them? Especially, I'm saying current generation seems to be pretty much, they want a result exactly immediately. So what is your experience and what kind of suggestion you have for them?
Okay, I would always, I always say this, that, just follow your heart. I mean, listen to your heart. Just don't be too much in your mind. Because honestly, I was just 3 or 4 years old and I've never traveled before that. Like, I didn't even see the aircraft at that age. I come from a very, very humble background. So we never happened to fly through an airline. But I don't know, for some reason, I've always had this thing. Whenever I used to see an aircraft passing by, I always used to imagine myself inside that aircraft. And I was very clear in my head that the moment I'm done with my schooling, this is what I want to do. However, I've had a lot of people who were like stopping me from doing this, because you know how parents are, or I should say Indian parents are, they're always like that, no, finish your studies first and do something academically. But then, however, my parents were not that strict. When I told them that I really want to do this and just give me time, they trusted me. They were like, okay, just take 1 year. If you really want to do it, go for it. But you do not have to. They just took me they took one promise for me, that you are not going to stop your studies. I said, yes, okay, I'll do it, correspondence. So I continued with my studies and everything. And in one go, I just got through. And I realized, so they had nothing to say. They were like, because once you start making money and when you're happy, then I think your parents are also kind of sorted, they won't stop you as long as you are into a good job when you are basically enjoying it. So yeah, I was very, very clear. And after flying also, when I started thinking that now what's next, I was absolutely clear in my head that what I have to do. But I've seen a lot of people who are very confused, especially like today's generation, if I talk about. They think a lot. I think social media also plays a lot of a big role in that, because there are too many distractions. But still, I always say that have clarity in your mind, and you will have clarity if you listen to your heart. Because if you listen to everyone, if you listen to your mind all the time, your mind is going to confuse you, people around you are going to confuse you, your society is going to confuse you. So just listen to your heart, know what you really want to do, and yeah, that will always make you happy.
Yeah, I mean, that is a very, very important point you made out there, Aditi. And you're there on social media. You're having, I think, pretty much close to 8 lakh followers on Facebook and also on Insta. It's growing forever. Now, this is all about likes and then, kind of comments. We kind of start feeling good. What kind of importance? Because social media on one side is really the strength, which is connecting everybody across the world. But on the other side, that seems to be the danger. How do this current generation find a balance between both?
Right. So again, that is one thing, like I came on social media platform because I was getting inspired by seeing so many people doing a great job in this field, when it comes to makeup and all. So I was like, what, let me showcase my skills also. But then the idea was never to have like a huge number of following or to make money from and especially Facebook, if I talk about. My Facebook was only 25,000 following till last March, and just during lockdown, it just blew up like anything. And all I was doing is I because lockdown was one time when you really wanted to just pull yourself up and do what you really love, so that you're always motivated. And I think that was the best time to just put your work out there on social media, because everybody was also hanging on social media at that point of time. So just within 1 year, I would say that my Facebook has got so much of following. But then otherwise, it was just 25,000-30,000 till last March, like March 2020 I'm talking about. So yeah, all I want to say is that don't be into number game. Of course, same thing, do what you're really, really passionate about. If your work is good, if you're really enjoying what you're doing, you will get following, you will get likes, you will get everything that you want. But then the first thing is that you should be really, really passionate about it, and you should be really enjoying it.
This is a very, very important message, Aditi. Follow your passion. Likes, money, and fame will naturally follow. right?
Enjoy what you do. And first of all, you'll not feel that you're working. You won't even feel that you're working for a day, because that is something which you're enjoying, which is keeping you alive. And secondly, you won't even realize that when, if, like you said, heart to heart, when you're just putting out stuff from your heart, then obviously you will attract your kind of people, your kind of following.
I want to ask this question, right? I know you, I started to know you as a yogini first, right? So I want to know how yoga has impacted your journey, or what is the kind of role of yoga in your journey?
Well, honestly, yoga has played a very, very big role from past 1 year, especially if I want to talk about. And I think like I'm saying, that I've always had interest in makeup, fashion, beauty, and wellness also. So when everything comes together, I think you should always, when you're looking good, you're also feeling good. I always say that. But then health-wise also, it makes a huge difference. So I've been working out for quite some time, but then working out in gym has never impacted me so much. And then for some reason, I don't know, I just got really inclined towards yoga and meditation. So I started searching these videos on YouTube. So I was anyway practicing, but then watching YouTube videos and things like that. But then during lockdown, when I joined Master and when I took my Y4M classes, that was like really, really life-changing. And that is when I realized that I started doing yoga just for my physical changes and my physical strength, and just to feel fit and to feel good about myself. But then honestly, Rajesh, it is life-changing. It is a lot to do with your inner growth, with your inner self. So it has been a beautiful journey, and now I tell people that everybody should do it, because we get a lot of help when it comes to your physical body and things like that. But then there are very limited people who really understand that we need help here also at this point of time. And I think yoga is something which helps you out.
But coming from a passion, right? How did you know that makeup is your passion at all? Where did you identify this?
I've always enjoyed doing it. When I was in aviation, our timings were very, very odd. Like, we had these erratic work schedules wherein we are getting up at 1 a.m. when the entire world is sleeping. We have to dress up, we have to put makeup on, and we just report for our work at 3 a.m., 4:30 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. And then when people used to come, like my fellow colleagues and all, they always used to come and crib that, what job we are doing when the entire world is sleeping. We are just, dressing up, putting on makeup. And I was like, no, you know what? I think maybe that was one of the reasons that I really wanted to be a cabin crew, because I knew that one of the job criteria is that you have to look good and you have to have makeup on every day. So I think that could be one of the reasons that I really wanted to pursue that. But yeah, I've always enjoyed, and when I used to hear people talking all these things, then I used to be like that then you should move on. Then you should not be doing, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, then move on. But then obviously that time I never used to tell them this, but then I've never felt that, oh, why am I getting up on such odd timings, or why I have to dress up, or why I have to look good all the time. I always enjoyed doing that.
How women should treat themselves, compared to what's going on out in the world, because people keep saying that it's kind of masculine force in the world and all that. What is your take on it? Women should do something about it, or they should actually take care of themselves? What is your take on that?
I think women should really learn to love themselves. It is very important, and I think that is one area where I feel that, especially I talk about Indian women, that is where we all are lacking, because we are too family oriented, which is very good. I'm not saying that one shouldn't be, but then start loving yourself first, start taking care of yourself. And I've always felt, I always tell this thing to my husband also, because he thinks too much about others, and then at the end, he's not taking care of his health and things like that. So I always tell him that, till the time you're not feeling good about yourself, if you're not taking care of your own body, your own health, how are you going to take care of others? So in a way, if you're taking care of yourself, in a way, if you're loving yourself, you're also taking care of your family and people around you. And if you're loving yourself from inside, then it reflects. So when you're at peace, with yourself, then it shows, and you will definitely have peace around you. So I think that is, I've seen that women today are too hard on themselves. They criticize themselves too much. They're not happy about, how they look, or about their fat, or health issues and things like that, I look like this. I've had so many girls who are like, oh no, delete this picture, don't post this picture, I'm not looking good in this. I'm like, you know what, I mean, just relax. That doesn't mean that you don't take care of yourself. Love yourself and also take care of yourself. When you'll start taking care of yourself, you will automatically start loving yourself even more, because you'll be able to see those changes.
I have a 7-year-old daughter, and then she wants to be a space scientist. She wants to do yoga with me, like you said. I think parents should take a good deal of time in terms of spending time with them, and then becoming a positive hero for them, positive inspiration for them, so that the world will become absolutely secondary. At least they start taking care of themselves, and they understand that, hey, yes, I should take care of myself, I'm strong. At least if they're creating the young generation strong, this is the best way to do it.
Honestly, when we became parent, I would say we became parent on a very early stage of life. Like me and my husband, we both are like same age, so we both were 26. But then that time, we were like kind of confused that, what is like the best parenting skill? We didn't know. And because sometimes I used to be like, if I'm too strict, I'm not a good mother. If I'm too lenient, I'm not a good mother. So how to strike that balance? So we always used to discuss things. And then somewhere I read, or maybe I heard someone speaking that, who are the best mothers? The happy mothers are the best mothers. And that hit me somewhere, and I was like, whoa, I mean, it is so easy. You just do not have to put too much mind into it, that what are the best parenting skills. And obviously this is what we follow now, that as when we are happy, of course we can see that happiness around us, and when we are happy, our kid is also happy, because it reflects.
Yeah, wow, this is very good. I love this statement. Best mothers are happy mothers. And I want to ask this thing, Aditi. I know that you've been really, like 25,000 followers to 770,000 followers, I think, to be precise. And what kind of entrepreneurial qualities are required in terms of matching the expectations of this clientele, right? Especially on social media.
I've always followed my heart. So yes, this is what I would say when it comes to like taking care of finances, investments and things like that. Then my husband takes care of all those things. But yeah, all I want to say is that when you put out things from your heart, and when you do things like really passionately, somewhere it makes a difference, and you will definitely get your kind of following, your kind of work, your kind of people approaching you. So again, don't lose your passion, and just do it from your heart. Rest, yes, with yoga and all, I would say that I have learned a lot. I have learned how to deal with humans, basically. Although I've been doing it from last 15 years or so, because like I said, that I was a part of aviation. So in that also I was a part of hospitality industry, and I was pretty much calm, and like I knew how to handle clients and how to handle people, basically. But then again, yoga has changed my perspective quite a lot. So I really know that how to handle, because yoga is, again, it's life. It's not that, you're just taking care of your mind, body, your soul. You're taking care of many things, and it's all connections. So that has really changed my way.
I mean, 25,000 to 770,000 followers is a big achievement. Only one thing I understood probably from your explanation is you follow your passion to an extent where people feel it. Then following will naturally happen, because you're saying you're bad at it. I can't agree that for sure, but I understood.
Yeah, I didn't know that you can actually make money from Facebook. I didn't know that. I just got to know it recently. I was like really, what? And then I just went to my settings and I changed, and then my monetization and everything is on now. But then, like I said, that money was never a priority like whenever I've started doing something, be it my aviation career, or maybe, of course, when you do something with all your heart and with so much of passion, money follows automatically. This is also one of the message which I really want to tell people. When you'll always have that money as your priority, I'm not saying that money is not important. I am very materialistic. I am also accepting the fact that I'm very, very materialistic. I love shopping. I love buying stuff. So money is very important, but that was never my priority.
Wow.
My aim was always to satisfy my own desire and to find that happiness in whatever I'm doing, and then money followed.
Follow your passion. This is exactly what Aditi is saying. And any last advice before we can conclude this very, very interesting conversation, Aditi?
Be happy and find that happiness within yourself, and then of course try and make people around you happy also, and that will happen automatically. You won't have to work really hard for that, because again, I'm saying that when you're happy from inside, it will reflect outside. And also one more thing which I am practicing a lot these days, that is kindness. So I think that world needs a lot of kindness. The world needs a lot of peace right now. So just go on, give your message, and yeah, that's it.
Wow. So this is really very, very unexpected conversation beyond a makeup and the industry that we were talking about. And I mean, very simple. Be happy, love yourself, don't be hard on yourself, and make sure to follow your passion, and everything else will naturally follow. That's literally we are witnessing in Aditi's journey. And only thing what I can tell you is this is something which is coming from real experience. This is not a story, right? Here the real life experience is coming to you people. So I hope people have added some value in your life, and make sure to share what is that you really kind of liked and what you're going to implement in your life. And if you have not yet liked or subscribed, make sure to subscribe and like and share with every single woman or man out there where this can impact.
Yes, I would like to really repeat this thing, Rajesh, which you said, that it's very simple. Yes, the message is very simple, and the life is also very simple. I think we all human, we complicate it way too much. So just take things easy. Of course, hard times will be there. Just learn how to face them. Be strong, but then be happy. I think that is the key.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I can see in your beautiful smile and the way that you're leading all your roles within your life, and this is more than an inspiration. And I would say thank you so much, Aditi, once again for being part of the show. And this is really amazing to know about your story, and this is going to really inspire a lot of people. Otherwise, thank you so much. And we say bye-bye, and I'll see you in the next episode with another amazing individual. Till then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for having me, Rajesh. Thank you so much.